Hey, season's greetings, everyone, from Mostly Wrong Opinions. I am Tyrone. That is Devin. Wait! Before we get into this gruesome massacre of a film, please do us a favor and hit that subscribe button right down there. It really would help us out. Now, this film comes with so much Christmas joy. It is a violent night.
All right, revelers. Welcome to your worst Christmas ever.
Let's go!
It is a crazy concept that I did not think would work on the screen, but it did.
So I went in blind. All I knew was the poster of like a sneering Santa, you know. And so I knew nothing. And I was like, is he like a mall Santa or something? I don't know. And so when the movie starts, David Harbour looks very much like Santa Claus, and he is in a bar drinking hard. He's like, I've got one problem. The problem is I'm standing up. I need to fix that and, you know, drink till I'm laying down.
Well, it's still vertical, so I'd like to change that.
So is he like a mall Santa or something? And as the scene goes on, you're like, no, he's Santa.
He's Santa.
So in this universe, Santa Claus is real. And David Harbour's Santa Claus is an ex-Viking who had a history of violence and gore and murder. And now he's Santa Claus. How? I don't know. Even the movie's like, I don't know. Even when people ask him, he's like, I don't understand it. And the movie just breezes. I don't understand magic. I don't understand magic. And the movie just breezes by. I'll be honest, I love that. I'm like, let it go. Don't explain it.
You say that a lot in films.
Because Marvel in particular over-explains everything.
It was Hydra scientists at that time. Dreykov has chemically subjugated
voluntary motor movement, procedural learning,
had agents planted around the globe of the basal
procedural learning
was the hub. Dissected and deconstructed
we didn't steal.
Enough!
So this Santa Claus, he's pissed off, he's angry, he's like,
no one cares.
Yeah, no one cares. No one believes in Santa Claus anymore. Kids just want video games and a hot new thing. You know, they sit in your lap and they've got that beautiful look in their eye, but it lasts for about 3.5 seconds and then they're done. And he's like, you know what? F this. I'm done being Santa.
This is the last Christmas.
Sick of this. I'm going out in a blaze of glory, baby. I'm gonna be drinking. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna black out before I get to your house. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, basically.
So they have scene after scene of him going to houses and drinking up everybody's booze and passing out on the sofa. And, you know, before we get into the plot, I've heard people describe this as a modern day Die Hard. But what they mean by that is it's like a violent action film with Christmas themes, right? It knows that its concept is absurd and it embraces it. It's just
very
like
self-aware.
Yeah, it's very, very self-aware. And it plays it up mostly as jokes, right? It's like we know this is stupid. We know.
To get into the gist of this.
Yes, the plot.
The plot. There is a little girl. Her parents are taking a trip to the mother's house for Christmas. And
the little girl is going to spend Christmas with grandma.
Spend Christmas with grandma. And grandma is very, very wealthy.
Yes.
And,
dirty, nasty, wealthy.
I mean, illegal money wealthy. Okay.
Yeah. Like cartel adjacent money.
For real. So they all get here and, you know, the little girl, she loves Christmas. She loves Santa Claus. She believes in Santa Claus.
And she stands out from the rest of the family in that regard. The rest of the family, they're a bunch of dirtbags. And they're really only here to try and get grandma's money. And grandma knows it, and she doesn't care. She's like, I'm used to being around you vultures. I don't care. Leave me alone. Senator, hang up the phone. I'm not giving you money to hang up for that conspiracy.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, you know, she knows that her family is just a family of assholes and douchebags. But you're right. This little girl, she stands out because she's not like that.
No. She's very optimistic about Christmas and you know, she loves it. But here comes in the villain of this story, John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
He is a man who wants this woman's money. And he is a very detailed, planned out man who knows every single thing about this woman and where she got her money from. Right. And he's like, I'm gonna steal all that money.
Yeah, more importantly, he knows where she holds the money. and she holds it in the basement in the vault.
And he's like, we're gonna crack this safe, and you know, I'll kill anybody that's gonna stop me. In the process of this, the real Santa does his Santa thing, goes down the chimney in the mystical magic, and he's like eating good cookies, and he's like, oh, this is a good cookie, and everything.
Like, you know?
He likes that.
And then he spots some nice brandy. He's like, He's like, yes, sir. He finds him a little massage chair, and he's like, oh yeah. Now, obviously, cookies, brandy, and a massage chair don't mix. So there's a very funny scene of him shaking a massage chair, trying to drink his brandy, you know. So I'm like, that's really funny. But he doesn't care because he's half drunk anyway.
But he comes to this house, and then all of a sudden, gunshots happen. And now Santa is like, what the heck is going on?
Right. And most importantly, the gunshots scare off the reindeer. So Santa is stuck in this house with a bunch of dudes with machine guns. So that idea is just so absurd that it kind of works, right? It works a lot better than you would think. As soon as you just accept it, as soon as you're like, okay, Santa's real and he works by magic. How the magic works, don't know. And this rich lady's got money. Where she got the money from, don't ask. And one of the interesting things I thought about the movie was the movie has a lore. Like so that kind of reminded me a little bit of John Wick, where John Wick has its own lore as well, which obviously could be explored. They're on their fourth movie exploring it. And for example, for this movie, how did this guy become Santa? I don't know. Where's Miss Claus? I don't know. He says he just wants to. He says he wants to see her though. He says he wants to see her one more time. So I'm like, is she dead? I don't know.
I wish I could see Mrs. Claus again. Tell her how much I love her.
Santa won't come to your house if you won't believe in him. That's why you never got your presents. But for the good little girls and boys who believe, he'll show up. Which is why Santa got to this house, because that little girl believed in Santa, and she was a good little girl, and poof, he's at her house, you know?
He really despises naughty people.
Oh my God. Yeah. And he himself obviously was a naughty person. As a Viking, he walks around with a freaking hammer. So I'm like, okay.
In your brain, you have to be like, he wanted redemption for his life and the things.
Maybe. Yeah.
You know.
And that's fun. That's fun because you filled in that blank, right? The movie didn't tell you that. You did that. Sometimes with like a lot of these major movies, there's no room for you. There's no room for your imagination. They spell out every single thing. We know exactly why Han Solo, his last name is Solo. We know where he got the vest from and the gun. And it's too much. You know what I'm saying? Leave some room for us. And so I like that quite a bit.
Santa kills someone and they forgot he's out here. Everything kind of slows down to a halt as he's talking to the little girl through a walkie-talkie that her father gave her as a Christmas present.
They're trying to give his motivation for the actions that he's going to take later, because we know it's called Violent Night, that Santa's going to start kicking people's ass, right? But I do agree. That part was slow.
It did slow down. But he was an ass kicker, because there's a scene in here where he basically, you know, gets his gold star and Mario thing. And it is like a John Wick thing, and it is gruesome.
They have a lot of fun with like the Christmas themed gore. Like he says things like the camera will get up close, he'll start sneering, and the camera will get up close, and he'll be like, Santa Claus is coming to town.
It's like, what? It's like, yeah.
I was like, that's so stupid. My whole theater just like erupted in laughter, which I thought that was great.
Yeah, and because of the movie being so self-aware, it's supposed to make us laugh.
Yeah.
And Santa knows everything about every person that's in that house. The bad guys in that house, and they're like, how does he know this?
Right, because the bad guys, they're Christmas themed themselves, so they don't use names amongst one another. Santa he looked at his nice naughty list, and he could see John Leguizamo's full name, you know, and you could see that he was a bad person. And he's like, yeah, you've been on my naughty list for a long, long time, dude. That's why I don't come to your house no more. You know?
Yeah. And you know, when he looked at that list, I saw one of the things that said "killed best friend."
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Yeah. One of the themes of the film is family. This powerful rich lady's family. They're all douchebags and angry people. But kind of the twist in the film is when John Leguizamo breaks into the vault is empty. And they're like, where's the money? And even the rich lady, she's like, yo, where my money at? You know, you should have been stealing my money. Where is it? You know? And it turns out that her son, who this whole time seemed to be, you know, a nice guy, an innocent guy, he stole it. The whole reason why he came to this house was to steal the money. Now, no one knew this. His wife didn't know this. Grandma didn't know this. No one knew this. The film sets up the relationship between grandma and dad as like contentious. But after he steals the money and the violence starts to ensue and they have to like beat up and murder the goons together as a family.
They came together as a family.
They come together. Just like every cheesy Christmas story, right? Like mom and dad get finished killing these people, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
And they just hug and kiss each other.
And then the camera cuts to the little girl, and she's like, "I got my Christmas wish." You know? I'm like, "That's so funny," you know? Because the movie, she did get her Christmas wish for her family to get back together, but they got back. They're like bonded over blood, you know.
literally bonded over it.
Yeah, they all beat that guy to death. As a family.
It's a family.
Yeah. And Santa himself, most of the reason why he does what he does is Santa's just got a bloodlust, dude. he's an ex-Viking. And that's it. I think that's really funny. One of my favorite sequences that I kind of wished the whole movie would be like this. There's a sequence where the little girl, she sneaks off and is hiding in the attic. And she had just seen Home Alone. She was, quoting the movie and stuff like that. Yep. And she's like, I'll set up traps. And everyone's like, yeah, okay. The little paint can trap, that's not going to work in the real world. Her traps worked way too well. if the little boy from Home Alone was real, it would be like this.
Yes,
gore and horror. The traps are terrible. It kind of reminds me, where Jordan Peele said that the only difference between comedy and horror is the music.
It's the music, yeah.
And if you look at Home Alone, man, those guys got beat up bad and brutally hurt. But they were like, okay, let's just recreate some of those traps, but let's say they were real. And so, people step on nails just like they did in Home Alone. Yeah, they get a nail through the lip, through the chin.
Oh, man. Everyone in my theater saw that coming. They were like, oh, it's good.
And I liked that they played a version of, the Home Alone music.
Yeah.
I thought that was great, man. And she did it against two of the goons. I just thought it was a really cute homage, a R-rated Home Alone. I would love that.
To be honest with you, if this is successful, they might make an R-rated.
Do it. I like that. I always like it when movies do something, right? Even if it's stupid, even if it's weird, just try a thing. And I like that.
Be different.
Yeah, just attempt. If you fall on your face, you failed trying something. Instead of making another superhero film or something. Do something new. So I like that this film made an original character, I guess, with original lore, while also winking and nodding to other movies that were similar.
As we said before, that a lot of these holiday films are cheesy because we reviewed A Christmas Story Christmas, Cheeseball. We did the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, was very cheesy, but the difference with this film is they said, hey, here's a cheeseball of it, and you see that it's cheeseball, and we're going to put it out there in the open that we understand it is cheeseball too.
Exactly. They're instead of ignoring it, oh, it's not that cheesy. The movie points at it and laughs, It's like, look at this,
We're all
Santa Claus has a hammer. Santa Claus has a hammer, and he just said Santa Claus is coming to town like it was a badass thing. Like that, like we all know that that's stupid, right?
Yeah,
and that's okay. And John Leguizamo's absolute hate for Christmas is just ridiculous, but that's okay. It makes it kind of funny,
Yeah, it makes it kind of funny. And the mix of violence within this, it makes it better, the movie all better for me. So I'm thinking that this is a really good movie for me. And I'm going to go ahead and give this film a B.
Great. I'm going to give this one a B as well. I think this is really good. One thing that with John Leguizamo's character is John Leguizamo, obviously, he's got a comedy background. He's a stand-up comedian. He's done a lot of comedic films. Mm-hmm. It sucks he was kind of stuck playing the straight man here, where he was more or less the villain that the comedy kind of bounces off of. I wish he was more directly involved with the comedy. In my mind, I was like, maybe David Harbour will die and John Leguizamo will have to be the new Santa Claus. And so I thought that would be really funny, but that's not what the movie was doing. That being said, I like this role here, but the real standout is just the concept of this movie. This is a high concept movie. It's not trying to be anything more. It's not trying to be anything less. It's not trying to reach for some mythological stars. There are hints that there is a mythology here with how he became Santa, but the movie doesn't. Kind of hits it and quits it, right? It's like anyway, we're moving on, and I like that a lot. So there's room for sequels or whatever, but the movie doesn't dwell on it. The movie isn't setting up some sort of sequel. Yeah, there's even a post-credit scene, and the post-credit scene does not set up anything. No. It's just another joke. So I'm like, great, fine, it's all okay with me. So I like that a lot.
Would you recommend this film for people to see it?
I wouldn't recommend this for everybody because if you're going to watch this with your family, they'll think you're psychotic. But I think that for certain people like you or like some of my friends who would understand the joke, then yeah, of course.
I do recommend it for people to see it. But more importantly, what do you think about this? All right, get in the comments and let us know if you recommend it for someone. I gave this film a B. Devin gave this film a B. That is our review for Violent Night.
I gotta watch.
I believe in you, Santa.
Thank you so much for clicking on this video. We really do appreciate you. Go ahead and get down there and hit that subscribe button, all right? And if you liked our rating review for this film, please hit that thumbs up, all right? Or you can hit that thumbs down, whichever you choose. It is your opinion, but just remember one thing, it is mostly wrong. See you in another video. Now, there's really ho-ho-hos in this one. Okay?
And the guy next to me in the theater was dying every time he ho-hoed after committing murder.